Okay, guys, I want to talk just a little bit before I take off. But I want to talk about if you are a person that ever happened to come very successful, right? You happen to, if your name ever happened to be known, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. I would highly suggest um not to let not to have black people as your majority of your audience, not to have majority black people as your customers if it's some kind of business or anything like that, or like if it's a YouTube channel, if you're in entertainment, movies, whatever you do, or business, insurance, whatever it is. It can be selling some kind of hair, it can be selling some kind of products, whatever it is. It's best not to have black people as your only customers. Here's why. Now, I know that's not a good financial move to have black people as your only customer base or your only audience anyway, with black people making up a small percentage. But that's not the reason why I'm saying this. Because financially, it definitely is a better move to market to everybody. So that's just smart no matter how black people are. That's just smart anyway. But that's not the main reason why I'm saying this, okay? The main reason why I am saying this is because black people are some of the biggest parasites. They are some of the biggest parasites. They always complain, and I'm talking about just the bulk of black people in general. I mean, you do have individuals who think differently. They don't think like, the majority of black people. You do have your individuals like that, okay? But I'm talking about as far as just in general how black people are. They're parasites. They're constantly feeding off your energy. A lot of them don't want to work to get to where you have gotten. They make excuses for why they can't make it. And every time they look at you as a success, you can tell them about your life, like I've said a few times. I also have a channel where I go into more detail called Journey into Highest Potential. And I went into a little bit of detail on this channel about what happened to me as a little girl and up until now, and how it's ongoing, and how I had to do so much work to change over my energy, because my energy has been tampered with since I was a baby girl, because I was a sacrifice, okay? And do you know how hard that is? Do you know what kind of life I must have had where somebody else is messing with my energy constantly? And not just unaware that they're doing it. Some people do things and they are unaware, but they still harm you, but they're unaware of what they're actually doing. But in this case, they knew exactly what they were doing because they were practicing, different kinds of arts. Okay, they were practicing different types of magic. And as I said many times, I have nothing against the practice of dark arts or black magic. I have a problem with how it's used by some people to harm innocent people for their own gain. A lot of times it's done for financial gain. Okay, that's what I don't like. Other than that, I don't have anything against the practice itself, because it's just energy. Okay, it's just the way it's being used. But I'm gonna get off that because I just had to sidebar a little bit. But what I'm saying is that I made that little example about myself and what I've been through, because, like, say, if I become, say, a famous entertainer, it could be a famous singer, it could be a famous producer, it could be whatever, it could be a writer. You never know. If you have black people as the bulk of your audience, it doesn't matter. This is why I told a piece of my story here, sidebar. Because it doesn't matter if they know your story. I could come up with a whole movie about the hell I've been through since I was a little girl, because literally it's almost like I felt like my soul was swapped into something, and something else came into my body and I was possessed. Literally, I felt like that's what happened to me when I was a little girl, because a lot of rituals were done. And I fought like hell to get my soul back. Do you know I can make a whole movie about that, and black people won't excuse me. Sorry. I was about to curse. Black people won't get it. Black people won't get it. They will look at your whole story and only care about your success now. They will only care about the money you have now. And You can tell your story to inspire somebody else. And they don't care. They just want what you have right now, but they don't want to do the work that it took you to get to where you are. And that's why I say, that is the main reason why I say do is best. I don't tell people what to do. It's best not to have black people as your main customers or your main audience. Not to have black people. For that reason. Not just, it's a smarter business move to market to all people anyway, because that's just smart business. White people do that. White people market to all groups of people. They don't just market to white people. So that's just basic smart business sense anyway. But the point I'm really saying is that black people are parasites. Now, white people can be parasites too, and all people can be parasites, okay? But the parasitic energy, the parasites I'm talking about is that black people don't want to do the work that it takes to get to where you are or get to where you are trying to go. A lot of them do not want to put in the work. When they see you are successful, they are angry at you, and they don't care they don't care how many times you tell the horror stories of what you had to go through and who you had to get off your back by any means necessary so you can move on with your life. Sometimes you have to get folks off your back by any means necessary, especially when they're practicing magic against you. You have to do some things by any means necessary because they are stopping you from getting into your life path. These people that keep messing with your energy, they're actually stopping you from getting into your purpose. And you gotta do something to them people by any means necessary. I'm not gonna say it on this channel, but you guys can be creative and you can see what I mean. I mean, you can guess what I mean by that. Because at this point, think about if somebody breaking into your house and they're about to attack you or your children. What would you do? What would you do? Would you let them attack you? No, you're going to defend yourself. And that's what I mean. So even if people are attacking you in the spiritual realm and they keep messing with your energy and trying to manipulate the energy around you and causing all kind of obstacles and situations, because everything is energy. And so when things come to your way, people all of a sudden seem to be having an attitude with you, and you trying to figure out what's going on, why the day is so bad. Yeah, it could just be life, but it could be somebody messing with your doggone energy and practicing some doggone spiritual work too. Okay, and when people constantly keep doing that, it's time to put that foot down on them. It's time to. They have no right to mess with you like that. They have no right. Especially when you have not done anything to them and they keep bullying. That's bullying. But I'm so sorry. See how I'm getting into this story again? I should not be doing this as this is not the topic. But the main reason that inspired me to make this type of audio, not just because of my story, because I've seen so many times. One example is Oprah, and I know Oprah ain't no innocent person. I'm not going to go on defense for Oprah. I'm not going to talk bad about it either. Because when it comes to Hollywood, anybody who's doing well in Hollywood probably had to do something to get there. So I'm not going to just badmouth one person. Okay, because most people like to call Hollywood Hollyweird, right? So that means for people to be successful in Hollywood, something had to happen. So you don't need to criticize one person. Okay? If I was to be successful in Hollywood, I can only get so far until I have to do something to get higher. That's just how that works. So I'm not going to criticize but one person, but I'm going to use Oprah as an example. I'm going to talk about other bigger YouTubers too that I know about. So Oprah is one that the black community hates. But number one, the black community just hates black women. Black women hate black women. Black men hate black women. Black women hate black girls. So she's the main one that probably should have kept her audience with those white women. She started those middle-aged white women was her main audience on her show, Oprah. And this bashing that black men want to fuss about black women went on the Oprah show to bash black men. The majority of the time it was white women fussing about white men. Okay. But that was the bulk of her audience was white women. And she probably should have kept it her audience with all kinds of people. But I noticed that Oprah has been wanting to help a lot of black people. She came out with the OWN network, and she's employed helped a lot of people. She has been a mentor to Tyler Perry. So when people want to give all kinds of credit to Tyler Perry for what he has done for black people, well, Oprah Winfrey was his mentor. Okay, and a lot of his shows is on OWN. So Oprah Winfrey has opened the door for Tyler Perry to open the door for a lot of other people. So the big kahuna here is Oprah Winfrey, right? But she is still hated by black people. Black people still got their hands out. They still saying she hasn't done anything for them. Now, she gave over, I don't know how many millions of dollars to black boys at Morehouse College in scholarships. I remember leaving that on a YouTuber's channel. I think it was like last year or something when that topic came up about Oprah, and I left a link on a YouTuber's channel. I think it was around last year. Okay, earlier last year. And so, but she's still not appreciated. And that's what I'm saying, is that you know, the reason why it's not good to have black people as your main audience, as your main customers, because they constantly have their hands out. They don't want to put in the work that you put in to get to where you are. They always feel like they know that you did not have it easy, because a lot of them know your story, but they are just too doggone lazy to put in the amount of work that you put in. And so they just angry, they're jealous, and they're parasites. Okay, and that is not a group of people that I would want to be my customer base. That is not a group of people that I would want to be my main audience. Now, for example, like I look at a YouTuber. Sometimes I look at the mukbang community. Okay, sometimes I look at conspiracies. Sometimes I look at metaphysical videos. I'm not just a person that just look at one thing. I don't look at gossip channels that much. That's one thing I don't look at. But that's only because I don't listen to radio hardly, really at all. And I don't watch TV. And so I don't know what's going on. And it's hard for me to care about what's going on with these people, because I barely even know them. Okay. Oh, I barely know of them, you know, because I'm not into TV or radio like that. So I will say I don't really watch the gossip channels. But just for an example, in the mukbang community, there's a huge black woman YouTuber who's pretty big in the mukbang community. Okay. Some of you might know her. She goes by, her channel is called B Loves Life. I don't defend people I don't know, so this is not an audio to defend her, because I don't know much about her. I just really started watching those type of videos maybe about 2 months ago. I just started watching those kind of videos. Before I didn't understand people eating, but now I can understand some people are just entertaining, and so it's a few people in the mukbang community that I like to watch because I like their personalities. But I noticed black people got their hands out with her, and she does a lot. And like I said, some people might want to have something negative to say about her. I don't really know much about B Loves Life. I'm still learning, but what I have been seeing is that, true enough, a lot of people appreciate her, but I also see a lot of black people with their hands out. She has helped a lot of people. She has helped a lot of channels. She has done so many collaborations with smaller YouTubers. A lot of black women, way more black women than black men look like. But it seems like she still gets under attack. She still gets under. Now, true enough, she might not be no perfect person. Maybe what some of these people have to say are valid. Now, I'm not going to say that what some of these people have to say. I'm not going to say it's not valid. I don't know. But I do notice people have their hands out with her. As much as she do for people, as much as she try to expose their channels, they still have their hands out with her. You know, and still want to complain, and they don't care what it took for her to get to where she is. They just want what she have without doing the work once again. Now, the reason why I brought up B Loves Life, now maybe some of you guys have not heard of her, but you know what? I didn't start watching her. I was just curious because I kept seeing her name. Because a lot of people would try this sauce, and they said, you know, B Loves Life sauce. And I used to call it Bloves because I never heard of a channel. So I was like, who is this Bloves everybody keep talking about, you know, and I didn't realize it was B Loves. So I used to say, who is Bloves? Who is this Bloves everybody keep talking about? So anyway, so what I'm saying is that I look at other people who are mukbangers or ASMR channels. That's just those channels where people just eat and they have this microphone where they have all these different sounds. And so there's like an Asian guy who has like 6 million subscribers. But guess what? You don't see the Asian community with their hands out around him, begging him to give and give and give and do all these collabs and do all this stuff. See, you don't see a bunch of people with their hands out around him like that. Even some of these big white YouTubers who are in that community, you don't see them with their hands out like that. So, and the reason why is because those groups of people are already successful. So like, as for example, with this Asian guy, he's not going to deal with a lot of Asian people with their hands out around him like black people have to deal with, because Asian people know they work hard, and for the most part they work hard and get and come up with their own companies and build their own companies. A lot of Asians are running these hospitals. A lot of Asians are running nursing homes. A lot of Asians are running assisted living. Asians are starting to dominate the medical field. They really are. They really are. So what I'm saying is that Asians, they're not going to have their hands out around him. Although he's famous, he has 6 million subscribers, and all he do is eat and have these sounds on camera. And now people are like, well, what people want to see folks eat for? I don't know, but he got 6 million subscribers, so somebody like it. Somebody like it, okay? So I can't criticize nobody for just eating if they got 6 million subscribers and he make millions of dollars a year. I have no criticism for him because he's doing way better than me. I never have criticism for people who do better than me. I just don't. But so I might not understand it, but at the same time, if he's doing well, he got some kind of method going on to his madness, and it's working for him. But my point is that Asians don't have their hands out around him because Asians are already successful. They work hard and they stick together and they work hard and they don't make excuses for why they can't get what they want in life. Okay? Same thing with white people. Same thing with others. They work hard. They come up with, they build their own businesses, and they don't have their hands out with other white people who might be famous. Like other white people who just might be just as famous as Oprah. They don't have their hands out like that because for the most part, white people build like crazy. They build. Look at the United States of America. They do nothing but build. So you're not going to see them with their hands out. Now you see a few of them with their hands out. You're always going to see a few people, you know, that might want to beg and do all entitled and feel like you should just give them your whole money. I've seen people like that. I've had white people come up to me and ask for money. But I mean, for the most part, you can have a white person, a white entertainer, a white famous person just as big as Oprah. You don't see white people with their hands out begging Bill Gates for money. You don't have white people with their hands out begging Warren Buffett for something, right? So because they build. For the most part, they build like crazy. And that's what I'm saying is that the problem with black people being your main customer base, the problem with black people being your main audience is that they're parasites and you can only go so far with them. Just aside from marketing alone, like I said earlier, it's smarter to market to all groups of people, no matter what culture you come from, because Asians market to black people. So it's just smart business move anyway to market to all groups anyway. No matter how big the people in your culture is, it's just a smart business move to market to all people. But aside from that, black people are wishy-washy, black people are parasites, and black people are very jealous people. And black people don't want to work and do what it takes to get to where you are or where you're going or where these other groups of people are getting. They don't want to do the work. All they want to do is complain and feed off your energy. Okay? And so that's why I say that. So you guys can let me know what you think, and I will talk to you soon.